Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is a global phenomena who has captivated people across the world with his unique blend of storytelling and social commentary. At the age of just 26, he became a millionaire. Then he decided to build a company. Now he has two.
Nasser Yassin, popularly known as Nas Daily, is a testament to the power of the creator economy and the potential it holds. We are delighted to now invite on stage Nas Daily and save up all the questions you ever wanted to ask him, because there will be time for that right after. Nas, the stage is all yours.
I got you a gift. Everybody gives flowers, so this is a gift for all of you guys. I'll put it right here. Hi, everybody. How are you? Everybody, stand up for a second. Stand up. Let's get some energy flowing. Okay, great. Just shake your legs, shake your legs, shake your hands. Okay, you can sit down. You can sit down. We're going to be here for like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, so we're going to be friends. Okay? Great. Now, before I start talking and showing my slides and all that stuff, I like to know, who am I talking to? Who am I talking at? So if you can just do me a quick favor and just like raise your hand and just like in 2 sentences, tell me, who are you, what do you do, and why are you here? That guy's excited. Stand up, scream. A what? An equity dealer. Oh, wow. Okay, do you make enough money? Stand up. Energy expert, very cool. Go. Oh, it's super cool. Welcome, welcome. And who else wants to go? Go. Stand up, scream. How to do influencing? I don't know how to do influencing. I can teach you how to do content creation. If it influences, that's good. If it doesn't, we tried. Let's do 2 more. Go. What kind of content creator? Fashion and lifestyle. Okay, very cool. Go. You work for a Japanese EV charging company. Do you speak Japanese? You speak Japanese? Oh. That would have been shocked. Okay, and let's do the last one. That guy. Yes! I love that. And what kind of social activism do you do?
I do transformation with my young friends. Giving back to the society whatever I have learned in my life.
Okay, so like education.
Education, community development, livelihood programs, skilling, all these things.
Love that. And why are you here?
And I've spent 20 years in Odisha working with the tribal communities there.
Amazing. And why are you here?
I'm here to learn more about the summit which is taking place here, which I'll take
Check.
to my young people.
Love that. Welcome. On that bombshell, let us begin. Thank you, everybody, for inviting me. Thank you, NDTV World, for inviting me. Today, decided to share with you something I have not shared before. So this is the first time I'm ever giving this speech. If there's any mistakes, you know who to blame. Okay, so first of all, if you can show the slides. Today, I decided to talk about the 5 lessons I learned from 8 years of building Nas Daily. Now, a lot of you call me Nas. Even the moderators introduce me as Nas. My name is not Nas. My name is No Sire. Like yes, sire, no sire. Yes, sire, no sire. It's a very complicated name. Nas Daily is the company that we built. Who am I first? I'll talk about my story first, and then I'll talk about what I learned, and then we'll open some space for questions. So, I was born and raised in Israel as a Palestinian. This is a background I do not recommend. You guys spent the last 10 hours talking about Israel and Hamas and Gaza and Palestine. So clearly this is a very complicated background. And since I was 12, I said I must escape. I must escape the village and go somewhere else to another village in America. Like everybody wants to go to America, so I decided to go to America and become a student. I applied to Harvard, and I got very lucky and got in with a scholarship. I studied economics and a bit of computer science. Then I became an engineer. You know, like what they say in India, become an engineer, then do what you love. So I became an engineer, and I worked at PayPal, and turns out I was a terrible engineer. And so I decided to eventually start doing what I love after 2 years of working at PayPal. Great. Now, I asked myself a simple question when I was an engineer. When are you going to die? Turns out there's an answer to this, and two people know the answer: God and Google. And if you type on Google, when are you going to die, it says average life expectancy for men in America, 76. I was like, oh shit. Back then, I was 25. 25 out of 76 was 32%. I was 1/3 dead on average. And when you do the math, it should be 25. 25 out of 76, 32%. I was 1/3 dead on average, and I have not done what I love yet. And I think a lot of people here can relate. In America, it's 76. In Japan, the life expectancy is 84. I think in India, it's like 65 or something. So it really depends on where you live. Either way, I wanted to spend the remaining 2/3 of my life doing things that I love. And that is creating content. 8 years ago, I had this one bet. You know, you're an equities trader. Where's that guy? Where's that guy? Equities trader. You bet all the time on which stock is going to go up, which stock is going to go down. And my bet 8 years ago was, what's going to change in society? What's going to change in society? 8 years ago, I said videos are going to change society, and social media are going to change society. Now, that sounds simple, but 8 years ago, there was no TikTok, there was no Instagram video, there was no Facebook video, it was just YouTube. That was 8 years ago only. So I said, let's make videos and put them on social media and do it every single day. Never miss a day, not even once, no matter what happens. That's 2.7 years of daily work. Even if I was sick, even if I had to go to the hospital, even if my mom went to the hospital, I had a plan on how to make a video that day. I took this so seriously. Every video was 1 minute long. Nobody has 45 minutes to listen to me talk. So I don't know what the hell you guys are doing here. But on the internet, you only have 1 minute. And so we made these videos, and 1,000 videos later, 1,000 days later, it blew up. It became one of the biggest social media pages in the world, with over 70 million followers and 30 billion views with a B. That is, thank you. To be clear, the population of planet Earth is 7 billion. So it's as if every person on the planet watched 5 videos. Now, of course, it's not like that, but it is hundreds of millions of people that have followed the Nas Daily language, the Nas Daily, in 14 different languages. Nas Daily Spanish, Nas Daily Hindi, Nas Daily Japanese, Nas Daily Arabic, Nas Daily Russian, Nas Daily English that you know. And this became Nas Daily. Now we are a company of 100 people based in Singapore, Dubai, New York, and some in India. And today, I decided to come and answer a simple question. Why the hell did Nas Daily succeed? Why me? Why now? Why this? And how can you? No questions yet, bro. Let me finish. The equities guy really wants a question. Why did Nas Daily succeed? This is what I want to try to answer. And I'm going to answer this through 5 lessons that I learned in the last 8 years. Are you with me? Great. Okay. So the first thing I discovered over the last 8 years is that the individual has incredible power. The power of the individual is unbelievable. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that people love people. People don't love objects. People don't love flowers. They don't love institutions. They don't love things. People love people. And when it comes to media, this is especially true. Look at this example. Tucker Carlson is an individual. Fox News is an institution. When Tucker Carlson left Fox News lost millions of followers. He built his own new channel on Twitter or X and built his own Fox News because people love people. There is no affiliation, there's no affinity necessarily to Fox News, but people love the guy. And so that is so interesting when you think about content. When you put a human in front of the video talking, you get 10x more engagement. No matter how annoying the presenter is, like me, when you add a human, people love the human or hate the human. But at the end of the day, you want a human. If Nas Daily was just a voiceover with text on screen, I wouldn't be here today. So the main reason that Nas Daily succeeded is people love people. Now, how does this apply to you? Think about your company that you're building, or your media organization, or your project, whatever it is. Put a person in front of it, either the customer, or the CEO, or the founder, or the investor, or the employee. Elevate the status of people. And if you look at this, this is Nas Daily's Facebook page. Look at how many people there are. The mission statement, bring people together. The cover photo, a lot of people. The profile picture, a lot of people. For God's sake, do you even know what Nas means? People. Nas means people in Arabic. Raise your hand if you speak Arabic. Do you agree? Is it correct? Does it mean people in Arabic? Great. It's not fake news. Nas means people in Arabic. And that is the main reason why it succeeded. Now, the second lesson I learned is the power of packaging. And this is so underrated. Nobody talks about this, and they should. Packaging. I'm not talking about Amazon packaging. I'm talking about something that will shock you. I'll give you a real-life example. This is a CNN article about something that is important. China is celebrating a decade of the Belt and Road Initiative. Everybody here knows the Belt and Road Initiative, right? Essentially, China goes around, builds a port, builds a street, builds a highway, builds a bridge in different countries around Asia to build a new Silk Road. Now, a lot of journalists covered this topic in text format in a very academic fashion. How many views does this article get? 30,000 on average. Now, what happens if you take the same idea, the same message, but you change the package? What if we say, instead of Belt and Road Initiative, decade, blah, 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 what if we call it the Chinese money trap? It's about the debt policy, okay? What if we show a person showing money? What if we go to the country like Sri Lanka and talk about the port that's there? And what if we make it super simple to understand and turn it into a video and put it on social media? What do you get? This is what you get. 52 million views, 64,000 comments, 344,000 likes, just in English. Together, this simple video got more than 75 to 100 million views globally. So much so that the United States government reached out to me, and they were like, we want more of these videos. I was like, I didn't make it because of that. We didn't end up working with them, to be clear, but even governments started to notice this. It's the same message, different packaging. So what does that tell you? In 2024, we should all adopt and embrace and hug and kiss videos. Forget pictures. Forget text. If you want to reach the masses, you gotta do it in 24 frames per second. If anything, we live life in video. Our eyes see in 24 or 30 frames per second. So why are we not communicating per video? If my speech today was just text, 2 of you would read it. The remaining would not read it. But because my talk today is in video, you're paying attention. So I cannot stress the importance of videos. But the third thing I cannot stress enough is the power of social media. So, where are we now? If you want to build the next Nas Daily for your company, for your organization, for your nation, or for yourself, remember the power of the individual, correct? Then the power of packaging. So focus on individual, package it in video, and then social media, the power of social media. Today, we live in a world that is incredibly scary because one video can create a terrible political revolution. One video in one day can cause civil unrest. One video in one day, or one video in one day can create a health revolution. The question is, which video is it going to be? And who's going to make it? That is how powerful social media is. It's so powerful that when I met Prime Minister Modi, the first thing he told me was, social media is incredibly powerful and good, but dangerous at the same time. I was like, of course, yes, I agree. I'm talking about this tomorrow. It's so powerful, but it's so new. And this is what most of us do not understand, is how new social media is. Your industry, you're an equities trader, correct? You're in the finance industry. We've been doing finance for at least 1,500 years, okay? We've been paying each other. We've had currencies. We've had corporations. We've had trading, commerce for 1,500 years. We've had enough times to understand it. Social media, we've only really had for 15 years, 1% of the time. So that tells you that we don't know what's going to happen, and we should all embrace social media now. We see this already in India. We see social media actually changing India already. I'm going to give you a positive example. This is an example of organ donation rates because of one video. One video on Instagram by my friend Rivant has taken organ donation rates by 5x, if not 7x, because of social media. We've known organ donations is a thing for decades, but it took one video by one individual in the right package on the right social media platform to make this go vertical. It's the same idea, just different packaging. So where are we now? Individual, video packaging, social media, and now the fourth one, the power of, you got it, consistency. Everybody thinks you can become famous in a day. Well, the truth is, Rome was not built in a day. In that case, you cannot be famous in a day. You cannot build a startup in a day. You cannot build a brand or a company in a day. It just doesn't happen. Let's take an example of Nas Daily. The first 100 videos of Nas Daily, they failed. The second 200 videos of Nas Daily also failed. It took me 271 videos to succeed. I was averaging 5,000 to 10,000 views on day 270. And on day 271, we got 30 million views. 10,000, 30 million in one day. But that could never have happened if it wasn't for consistency. If I made a mistake on day 260, I could fix it in 24 hours on day 261. When I make a mistake on day 130, I fixed it on day 131. It took me 24 hours to fix a mistake. Now, think about it. If you make a documentary every 6 months, you make a mistake, for your next documentary, it'll take you another 6 months to correct it. So you have 2 shots to succeed in a year. I have 365. And that is the difference between a documentary maker versus a daily video maker. 1,000 daily videos, that's how much it took me to build a brand. The power of consistency is exponential. So my advice to everybody here, try not just to focus on quality, also focus on quantity. Life is a game of quality and quantity. When you have quality and quantity, you succeed. It's as simple as that. A lot of us focus on quality, but there's this concept called Parkinson's law. It says, work expands to the time allowed for it. I'm going to repeat this again so everybody understands it. Work expands to the time allowed for it. If I give you 10 days to make a video, you'll make a video in 10 days. If I give you 5 days to make a video, you'll make the same video in 5 days. The same quality. There is no difference. So that's why you got to shrink the time allowed for tasks, and the quality will not suffer. This has been the DNA of Nas Daily. 24 hours to make a video, no more. We repeated the same message 1,000 times every 24 hours, and that's how it started to grow. So where are we now? The power of individual, the power of packaging, the power of consistency. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. Even I forgot it. The power of, the power of individual, the power of packaging, the power of social media, and the power of consistency. What's the fifth power? This is specific to NDTV world. It's called the power of India. Now, I would say this in front of your face and behind your back. I'm not just saying this in front of you, but I truly believe this. Life is a game of numbers. The world of content is a game of numbers. Simple as that. Number of followers, number of views, number of impact, number of videos, numbers. Okay? And when it comes to numbers, India wins every game. Okay? Like for some reason in India, there are no small numbers. Nobody has 10 followers. Like the minimum is like 1 million and above. In India, nobody has like 1 million votes. It's like 700 million votes. There's no like 10 customers. It's 10,000 customers. So it's almost always that India has the law of large numbers on its side. But what does that mean? That means there is no social media without India. Ask any content creator right now in America, in Denmark, in Germany, in Israel, in Singapore, what's your number one country? If you make content in English, what's your number one country? Odds are it's India, simply because of the number of numbers. So this is important because now we can leverage this massive number of people to tell the story of India through social media. Out of the 1.34 billion people, there are at least 30 million Nas Dailies. You know, the best export, the best way to build soft power, and the most affordable way to build soft power is through content. And it's also through food, like Indian food in America or Thai food around the world. Yes, you can build soft power through food, but with India, you can build soft power through content. And it's not just Bollywood. It's through Facebook videos, Instagram videos, YouTube videos, from India to the world. This is why I am so excited about the things that NDTV World is doing. This is India's attempt at building its own image and distribution and soft power to the world through content. And I really cannot wait to see it succeed because the world needs it. So, going back to my original question, why the hell did Nas Daily succeed? Why me? Why now? Why this? And I think by now everybody knows. Nas Daily was an individual, not an institution, an individual who focused on storytelling in video format. Never wrote an article in my life. Focused on storytelling with video format, positive stories. I uploaded everything on social media. I never touched TV, never touched Netflix, never touched any of that stuff, and they never touched me either. And uploaded on social media, and I did it 1,000 times, and some people think I'm from India. So we got all 5 powers in one, and that has been the key success of Nas Daily. How does this relate to you? If you're looking to build an organization, if you're looking to build a media organization, if you're looking to build a company, if you're looking to build a product, if you're looking to build a country, you need all 5 powers and you need to adopt it. That, I believe, is the formula to change the world and build your own version of Nas Daily. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I hope this helps.
Thanks, Nas, for such a great session. And now we'll go to Nas for the same.
Nasir.
Of course, we fondly would love to call you Nas as well. Nasir, thanks a lot. And now, as I said, we'll go to Nas. And let's hear from you. If you have any question, please raise your hand. And we will start with
Finance guy.
finance guy, yes.
Good evening, sir.
But before you ask a question, I have one request, guys, one request. Make the question hard, difficult, sensitive, borderline inappropriate. Okay? Do not ask, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
Make it, is your question hard?
Yeah.
Is it sensitive?
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
We're all gonna pay attention. Go.
Sir, tell me one thing. What is the emotional attachment of social media? Actually, I saw Speed had don't knowledge about cricket. When he started to talking about Virat Kohli, then he got so fame in India. So what is connection of emotion in social media?
Okay, that was not a hard question or sensitive, but what is the question?
I think, so he's talking about that. He's talking about a creator, iShowSpeed.
Oh, I should
Right?
okay.
Are you talking about iShowSpeed? Yeah, he's
Okay.
talking about iShowSpeed.
Okay.
So he's mentioning that he, in one of his videos, talked about Virat Kohli. And he, in his words, iShowSpeed doesn't have knowledge of cricket. So why is he talking about Virat Kohli and garnering views? Is that what your question is?
He got a lot of fame in India.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. Clear. Well, it goes back to the first thing I said. People love people. You know, you could talk about anything, and I'll listen to you if I love you. You know, I mean, if I have a kid and my kid is telling me about, you know, physics, I mean, even though he knows nothing about physics, I listen. You know, I love the kid. You don't follow Nas Daily because you want travel videos. You follow Nas Daily because you like the style and you like the individual. And that is the beauty of content creation. You know, when it comes to careers and a job, when I was an engineer, I was an engineer. You know, I wanted to talk to the CEO about product. They were like, what are you doing? You're an engineer. I wanted to talk about the mobile app. They said, what are you doing? You're an engineer in the back end. So you always stay in your lane. When it comes to content, you don't need to stay in your lane. You can like literally jump lanes like an island changes, you know, weather. You can, one day you can talk about cricket, the next day you can talk about politics, the next day you can talk about your girlfriend. It doesn't matter. And so that's exactly what Nas Daily does. Yesterday's video was about Mundra Port. Tomorrow's video is going to be about, the last week was about matcha in Japan. It doesn't matter. Next question.
I think he's a Virat Kohli fan. That's why I think he got hurt there. Yes, let's go to this lady here. Yes, please start with your name and your question.
Sure. I'm Vibhuti Arora. Hi.
Hi.
So-
And is the question sensitive and hard?
I think it's going to be a little hard.
Good.
What if I am consistent, but the algorithm changes? What do you do then?
So there is truth to that question. The algorithm does change, but it doesn't always change negatively. Every time we hear the word algorithm change, we think bad. For example, Nas Daily on day 635, I was averaging, I think like 150,000 views, 200,000 views per video. The algorithm changed. The next day, I started to average 1 million views per video because Facebook changed the algorithm to favor videos. So algorithm change happens, but it's not always bad. What I think what's going to happen in the future is algorithms want content that gives meaningful social connections, content that's positive. Instagram does not like politics. Facebook does not like politics. Politics provided a headache to Zuckerberg. He doesn't want it. So if you don't make political videos on Instagram, if you make fun videos that bring people together, odds are the algorithm change is in your favor. I'm going to guess the reason why the videos are not working is because you're focusing on quantity, not yours, but somebody.
I did not say the videos are not working. I will rephrase. What if you're consistent, the videos are working, the algorithm is changing, how do you keep up in your experience?
Yeah, I mean, when I started Nas Daily, the videos were landscape. Then at some point, the videos became vertical. Now I used to shoot like this, now I shoot like this. Everything I do, right? I mean, you have to always change. The first 3 seconds of a video used to be text, now it's nothing. Now I get into it straight. Every 6 months, you have to change. If you don't change, you're dead. Simple as that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll come to you, and I think I'm going to pick one person, and then I think Nasaya will pick the next person. This is our in-house NDTV person. Yeah,
Is the question hard and sensitive?
Yeah, a bit, I guess.
Go ahead.
You decide. So, hi, Nisar, I'm Kshitij. So my question is, you were talking about numbers. You said life is a game of numbers. So talking about numbers, since April 9th, 2016, when you left your software engineering job in New York and flew to Kenya to start making videos, it's been exactly...
I see you read the Wikipedia page.
No, your own video.
Okay.
So it's been exactly 3,118 days today.
That's correct. I actually know that number. You're right.
Yeah. So simple question. I mean, what's your plan for the next 3,118 days?
That's a very good question. Okay, that's a good, hard and sensitive question. So the last 8 years has been about building content and being a creator. I think the next 8 years is about being an entrepreneur. So my biggest issue right now with the content world is that if I die today, Nas Daily dies tomorrow. That's a terrible feeling. Same if you're a lawyer. If you're a lawyer and you die today, no one is going to do law practice tomorrow. I'm only interested in solving this thing. How can I make something bigger than myself and my life? For that, I have to build a company. So my next goal for the next 8 years is to build a 1,000-person company. So I have 1,000 days in videos. Now it's a 1,000-person company. And we have multiple products. We have a hotel in Dubai. We have a technology platform, Nas.io. We have a social media agency with brands and governments. We have an academy. We have a summit. We have like 5 product lines. And together, they are the things that will continue to live even if I die. As you can tell, I think a lot about death. Thank you.
For the next question, we're going to do the same smile task. Please raise your hand, show your brightest smile. I want Nasaya to pick one of them.
Okay, she really thinks it's hot and sensitive.
Lovely. Okay, we'll go to her. Please start with your name, ma'am, and then the question.
Borderline inappropriate too.
Oh, wow. Okay. Everybody's listening now.
Yeah. You were talking about positive stories, how important for you is to create responsible stories, especially when you are a role model for a lot of youth, how right it is to put a breakup story on video. Especially when everybody is watching you. Will youngsters mimic this? And it's very insensitive. That's my question. I like to hear that.
Thank you. So let me give context to everybody. I've never been asked that question. Thank you. So I had a 6-year relationship, and everything in my life is public. How much money I make, who I date, what I do, everything is public. There are no secrets. And you know, my girlfriend was a big part of the videos. And then at some point we broke up. And then I said, instead of making a post saying we broke up, we're going to make a 13-minute long video. And we're going to tell the world why we broke up and what happened. And we're going to do it with no secrets. And by the way, the video made me look terrible. The video made me look like an asshole. And I did not care because authenticity is the only thing that matters. Now, the question is, why do you make a breakup? These are sensitive things. And by the way, after that video, thousands of other relationships also broke up. And that's a good thing. And so the way I view it is this. In life, we do a lot of things. We spend 10 hours every day at work just to make money. And for some reason, we don't share how much money we make with the world. It's a private thing. We don't talk enough about money. We don't talk enough about relationship. We don't talk enough about religion even. So sometimes there's so many sensitive things that we hide as if they don't exist. Well, flash news, they do exist. And I wanted Nas Daily to talk about that. That's number one. Number two is, the way I live my life can influence others to live their life. So when I started making videos and succeeded, other people started to make videos and succeeded. I view my lessons, it is my responsibility, it's not something fluff. It is my responsibility to share everything I learn in my life in a video format on social media so others can learn from it because I am learning from it. So now I got a fitness challenge. I started to get really fit and work out every day. So I made videos about me being half naked, to help others understand how to get fit. With relationship, same thing. With money, same thing. With religion, same thing. And guess what? Next month, I'm making another relationship video to announce a new relationship. Next question.
Lovely. Let's have next question. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mugdha Mishra. I work with NDTV. I head their auto vertical. I have a two-part question. One is, we know algorithms support individual content creators. With that context, and that's going to be a challenge for you when you are making your company too, how does a brand like NDTV become bigger than where we are right now? Because algos don't support us. And
Yes.
This is the second time that I have faced this. I started another YouTube company earlier, which was also a media organization, and I was supporting that and heading that, and it always was a challenge to make it grow faster.
Yes.
Individuals who started with me
Yes.
went far ahead despite making the similar number of content and going
Yes.
all out for it. Now, the second part of this question is that as a news organization, we have a responsibility to show the truth. You talk about positive news, but we can't just show positive news.
Yes.
So these two factors just put us at such disadvantage.
Yes, it does.
And the third part is also the part that we cannot be too animated. In the sense, we also have a responsibility about showing things more seriously with more gravity. For example, I do auto content, and there are lots of content creators who are jumping off the roof or standing on the roof, but we don't want to do all that because there is a responsibility as a media organization that we have. So how do we handle all these challenges?
I love this question. That's a great question. That's a great question. Okay, there's three parts of your questions. I disagree with the last one, and I agree the first two. I'll talk about the last one. You said, we cannot show that we're having fun. Humans love to have fun. We are all humans at the end of it. We don't need to be stuck up with a suit and a tie and a neck and tie and all that stuff. Who said that this is how news should be told? We should always question our most basic assumptions. Who said that this is how news should be consumed? Even banks. Who said a bank should be physical? We used to build bank buildings, really nice, big building, and it was it's supposed to instill trust. That's why bank buildings are big, so you can trust us with your money. But in today's world, banks are going digital. There is even no building. So let me finish this. So what I'm trying to say is, you can still transmit information without having to look and behave seriously. So I actually call Nas Daily a journalist in disguise. I'm a journalist in disguise. You saw the Chinese money trap video. That's journalism. That's journalism. I just do journalism 20% of the time. 20% of the time. 80% I'm just having fun. But 20% I'm doing real journalism. So I think we should always question our assumptions of how news should look like. Everybody here should look at Morning Brew in America because they're turning news into fun clips on social media that actually show you the news. By the way, Hollywood is entertainment, but it can also be educational. So number one. Number two is, yes, it is hard for NDTV to grow as big as Mr. Beast or Nas Daily because you're an institution. That is why you have to double down on your anchors. Your anchors are your biggest assets. That's why the mission of NDTV should be to find the most talented individual, groom them, and put them in front of the camera. It's called PMF, not a product market fit, a personality market fit. You need to find personality market fits in India and put them on the screen. Some people, when you look at them, you just want to listen to them. Some people, no matter how much they try, they're just boring. So your job is to find more of the first one and less of the second one. Easy. And the second thing is you said, we have to talk about the negative stuff. I agree. But you're also lucky because humans love negative stuff. So you actually have an advantage over me. You know, if World War III happens now, do you think anybody will watch Nas Daily and go and, see me in Japan talk about matcha? They're going to go to you because you're talking about what's dangerous, what's coming at you. So that is an advantage that you can talk about negative stuff because it goes more viral than positive stuff. So that's my answer. Good luck.
For the next question, again, please raise your hands, and he'll be the one choosing. Again, you have a task at hand.
I choose. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. Who has the hardest? I love the questions because they're really hard. So this is nice. Who has the hardest question? Most sensitive, inappropriate.
Can you scream yes at the loudest of your voice?
That guy. That guy seems excited. That guy.
Okay.
That table has like a lot of.
Go ahead. Please start
hard
with your name and
questions.
then the question.
Hi, Nusser. This is a bit sensitive when you say. So, as you're a Israeli citizen of Palestinian origin.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Do you think, it's just you can say it like yes or no, that the kind of success you have, and with a sort of political opinion, if you were more sort of had a different political opinion, you think you would have been successful this way? This is bit hypothetical, but yeah.
So you're saying, oh, that's a great question. So you're saying, did I succeed because of my political opinion? Right?
It's a hypothetical.
Yeah,
I mean,
hypothetical.
the
If I had
kind
a
of
different
you
political
have a
point-
different, it's well known. I
Okay.
saw the video you made, and
Yeah.
it's understandable. But I'm just saying on the flip side, if you had a different political opinion, if you're a sort of bit of activist, and because you come from the Palestinian community,
I love this question.
would you have been this much successful?
So, my friend, I succeeded despite my political opinion, not because of it. And you have no idea how difficult it is because of this thing. So, Israel is 8 million people. The Muslim world is 1 billion people. Okay? There's 200 million people in Indonesia, 200 million in Pakistan, 100 million in Egypt, 100 million in Libya and Tunisia, another 100 million in Bangladesh, 200 million in Bangladesh, right? If I just make what is popular, and I just be like, oh, yeah, free Palestine, I'm with everybody, then I would literally gain followers. I would succeed more. I would not need security. But that's not what I believe in. I believe that the truth is a little bit more nuanced, that it's not black and white. It's actually gray because, unfortunately, I spent 30 years studying and living this conflict. So somebody sitting in Pakistan or Indonesia telling me what to think about this conflict, I will not listen to it. And because of that, my political opinion, which I made very clear that we need 2 states for 2 people, but also we need to free Palestine from Hamas, from radical, from terrorism. I'm not for that at all. And I think Israel should exist. Every time I say the I word, which is Israel, I lose followers. Every time I say the I word, which is the country I'm from, I lose brand deals. So I succeeded despite being canceled more than 10 times because the videos are just so damn good that you're willing to listen to somebody from Israel even though you hate Israel so much.
Absolutely.
And the lesson here, I think for everybody is, there's this amazing picture of one guy standing and there's 10,000 people and the guy says, you are all wrong. And I want everybody to think about this picture. You are all wrong. Think about this. What are you willing to stand in front of 10,000 people that disagree with you and tell them, you are all wrong. What is something you deeply believe in that is deeply, deeply unpopular? And for me, it's the Israel and Palestine conflict. But for you, it's something else. For you, it's something else. And it is a great exercise for every single person sitting here. What is something you deeply believe in that everybody around you disagrees, yet for some reason, you still believe in it? And I think that is what you should make videos about.
Hi, Nasser. My name is Osama. And you spoke about not looking towards Netflix and not looking towards TV for creating content.
You also didn't look at me, so.
But in case if Netflix looks towards you, or if TV looks towards you, would you be open to that idea, telling your story through those mediums?
That's a very good question. Not very hard, but I'll tell you how we think about it. It's all about numbers. So if a TV comes to me and says, I want you to spend 2 months of your life to create a travel show with us, and we're going to launch it on Discovery Channel. There are 2 questions I have to ask. How many people are watching this? How much money are you paying me for this? Okay? So the truth of the matter is, the views are going to be a lot less than social media, and the money is going to be a lot less than social media. So you're like, okay, well then, it makes no sense. It's all about opportunity cost. So at this point, we have so much attention on social media that it does not make sense to go to TV unless you get something like Netflix, which promises you 100 million views in, let's say, America. You're like, okay, America for me is strategic. 100 million is a large number. This is worth it. But for the average person, the average creator that's successful, TV is not the next step. Maybe Bollywood, but Bollywood promises you more attention. So Bollywood promises you 500 million views or 300 million views. For example, I actually was in a Bollywood movie. No one knows this. I was in a Bollywood movie. Does anybody know which Bollywood movie I was in? No. Okay, Janu. I was in Okay Janu for 10 seconds. And actually, it was like a 1 day of work. This was like 7 years ago. They didn't know Nas Daily. 1 day of work, but then it got like 200 million views. Bollywood makes sense. Hollywood makes sense. TV, not so sure.
With that, we've come to the end of this Q&A session. So give it up for Nasser once again.
Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed.
But we'd love to hear your closing
Let's take a
remarks. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to say, thank you, everybody, for listening. Did you enjoy? Bye-bye, India. Thank you for having me. Great. Thank you so much.